Hey everyone, just wanted to give a update on today's price action. So I put out a video on Wednesday, and I was giving this kind of scenario what I wanted to see, and then breaking above the daily trigger. I said would still confirm the melt up. Obviously need that bullish crossover as well. Hourly trigger needs to come back up through these three triggers, but this is what the scenario that I laid out. And then if we go to today's chart, not bad, right? Um, so, I couldn't believe that our CEO would just ruin the entire setup for us and, you know, just crush the whole melt up setup. So I kept saying, I'm going to stay hopeful no matter what, stay optimistic and stay bullish no matter what until I'm proven wrong with a bearish daily trigger crossover. Now, thankfully, price was able to break above the hourly trigger this morning. And you can see once price was able to break the hourly trigger, you can see various rejections and then finally broke above. You can see that candle closing above here and then accelerated right up to the weekly and monthly triggers because nothing in between. So the move happened quickly. Rejected at first, came back down. If I turn on the 5-minute trigger here, you'll see bulls were able to hold the 5-minute trigger as support, which is always a wonderful sign, and ride it back up. Another rejection here, but bulls again held it at the 5-minute trigger, and now price is hovering above the daily trigger. So what I would want to see here, and then I'd be convinced that the melt up is starting, is the last step is just the hourly trigger to cross back up through these three triggers. So let's just say we could remove this now. So yeah, really all we would need is for the hourly trigger to just climb. So maybe it could get it on Tuesday, maybe faster if price moves up. But once we see something like this, that was terrible. Sorry. If we get this, I mean, to me, that's the melt up setup. And from there, if there's no melt up, then I'm wrong. Then, all the trolls that have been hating on me this whole time, you guys could rub it in. No problem at all. You guys were right. I was wrong. But if we do get this setup, the hourly trigger crossing back above these three triggers, in my opinion, we're going 130. That's what I really believe it. I've seen this setup so many times where all the triggers, clustered together. One final bear trap just to throw even the most strongest of bulls into a little bit of a depression. But here it comes, as long as price can stay above here, we're going to get that weekly trigger, monthly trigger crossover. Probably not this week, but very likely next Friday. And you could see how close we got until this last push down. But now price is recovering, so the bullish crossover is still alive. This could happen as early as next Friday. This week they're going to get closer, so you can see like 11-cent difference, 21.08, 21.22. They're going to get even closer this week. So next Friday we could see that crossover happen to start the melt up. We could also see the hourly trigger cross back up through these three triggers, and that would also put GME in the perfect melt up orientation. So, man, things look good. I mean, I sure hope there's not more dilution after hours. That would be something, wouldn't it? But no, really, this looks good. I'm excited. I think this is finally gonna work. Of course, we all got taken for a little bit of a spin here. We all got thrown for a little bit of a ride. But again, as long as you believe Ryan has our best interests in mind and the company's best interests in mind, like you can't really be upset about dilution. You just gotta suck it up, So really great move today. We want to hold above this daily trigger here. Again, the daily trigger, you could see this shaded region here. You can see how dark it's shaded. That means that it's really strong resistance. So not exactly the kind of setup we're going to accelerate through the daily trigger just yet. But come Monday, here's a good example. So you can see here it was like very thickly shaded. So here was the rejection and then still thickly shaded. So another rejection, but then, the more times you tap into it, the weaker it gets. Once price broke above, really beautiful acceleration. And you can see the dark shaded regions start becoming much lighter. So same thing here, no real acceleration is expected here because of the negative daily strength, which is what this blue shaded region is called. But Monday, as long as price closes in this range, this negative daily strength will be gone, allowing for price to accelerate through the daily trigger. And man, I think this is the low forever. I don't think we're ever going to lose this level, in my opinion. Well, at least not before 130. And as long as we can get this bullish crossover here, the hourly trigger crossing through these three triggers, and next Friday, at long last, get the weekly trigger above the monthly trigger, then everything, that's the melt-up setup. That's the melt-up setup I've been calling for forever. I know a lot of people were hating on me that it's been taking so long, but man, there's nothing I can do. I said as soon as the weekly trigger crosses the monthly trigger, it's been getting closer and closer and closer every week. And hopefully next Friday will finally be it. So optimistic attitude here. Things look okay. Now, of course, just want to lay out the bear case so people know what to expect if it does happen. There's still a possibility that the hourly trigger comes up, and then instead of getting this bullish crossover, let's just say price tanks right through it right before. So if it comes like this and then is not able to cross over, then that will be bearish. So just keep that in mind. So we definitely want to see that crossover happen before getting too bullish. So this is the bear case. If the hourly trigger cannot cross above the daily trigger, that's the bear case. But as long as the hourly trigger crosses above the daily trigger, and next Friday we get this trigger cross, then I think we're good to go. So again, to me, it looks really good. It looks promising. I love the way that whatever happened today happened, because it shows that someone somewhere is understanding the importance of the setup and how bearish it would have been to close below the weekly trigger again this Friday. So that's very, very promising. And we'll see. I mean, again, this is extremely promising, extremely encouraging. The setup is so close, just a little bit more work to do, and then it should be off to the races. So again, final time, just going to go it over one more time. To confirm the melt-up setup, just need this hourly trigger to cross above through these three triggers, and that's pretty much confirming the melt-up setup. A bonus would be next Friday if the weekly trigger crosses the monthly trigger. Once the melt-up begins on this trigger cross, then I believe price will be able to go to at least 130 to start. We'll take it from there, but that's what I'm calling for now. In a AMC June 2021 type move where price 7x's within 2, 3, 4 weeks. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to track this, you guys can look at the description in the video. There's some instructions if you want to try like a free trial. But otherwise, I will continue posting updates on Twitter, of course, keep you guys updated. And let's hope this is it, guys.